Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the top 10 most memorable non-Last Jedi Star Wars moments coming up after this brief introduction.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
Yes, another Last Jedi hating video, but
No. Well, actually, we've got top 10 most memorable moments that we feel in Star Wars in the movies, and we've got a list, and we have very different opinions because I'm a huge episode 4 and 5, and you're more of a...
I'm more 3, 4, I'm more 3, 5, and Rogue One. That's me.
Okay. And so there is no Last Jedi or Han Solo just because they're newer. And so they're just not memorable yet. Yeah,
For
Force
us,
Awakens, definitely.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to thank everybody that liked the roasting video where you roasted me. That was great. Gamers are cool. And so this is just our opinion. We have two different points of view as far as what movies we like the most. And, go ahead and feel free to put yours down in the comment section.
Let us know down below how much you hate The Last Jedi. For every like that's on this video, that is one vote for the deletion of The Last Jedi, not a scam.
Oh, boy. That's never going to end, right?
Never going to end.
All right. Number 10.
Number 10 on the list. What do we got here? Already kind of spoiling a little bit back here.
Okay, so we've got, just basically in episode 2, we both have a thing about Jango. There was like 2 really good fight scenes with Jango. And I know you like this one probably more than I do, but the whole Mace Windu Jango thing, what do you think?
It shows the strength of Windu, I think, because Jango is one of the most powerful bounty hunters. He's father of the clones. And just seeing how Jango's like, oh, crap, how am I supposed to take care of this guy? Because Mace Windu... he treated him like a chump, and so it's kind of epic scene because this is what sparked the moment for Boba Fett to eventually rise later on. So I think it was kind of a cool moment because episode 2 there weren't really that many cool moments. It was a very talkative movie. You had the Jango versus Obi-Wan, which was all right, and then you had this moment right here, and then you had Dooku and Yoda. Those are really the only 3 key moments. But seeing this moment, I think it was kind of cool because it's important going forward into the future movies.
I hate sand.
I hate sand.
That's all I remember about that entire movie.
Episode 2 is it wasn't too good.
All right, let's go to number 9. And
oh man, where are we going?
So we made these lists independently, and you put Order 66.
And you're a bit more narrow.
And mine was a little bit more narrow. Mine was definitely when Anakin killed the younglings. And the reason for that is because it's like watching the Titanic movie. You know what's going to happen. You know he's going to change to Darth Vader, but how does it happen? And when is the moment where he is truly like beyond? And for me, it was when he killed off the younglings.
Oh yeah, because this is like the point of no return for him. He's fully dedicated to the dark side. There's no pulling back after doing something like this.
Yeah.
So I think because this is we're seeing Vader at this point trying to get to his most powerful form before to suit Vader, and just seeing like the evil in his eyes, like he doesn't care. He has a job to do. It was kind of sad seeing what happened to Anakin. He's being consumed by the dark side in this moment.
Right. So, but you like Order 66 a little bit. It's a little bit different than this.
It's a bit broader. It still pertains to Anakin going to the Jedi Temple and just kind of bringing the Jedi to their fall. Just seeing the Jedi fall one by one, then having to hide. I think it was a big moment. It was a big pivot moment in Star Wars history. But yeah, I think this is the biggest moment in Order 66 right here.
Yeah. Let's go to number 8.
Number 8 on the list.
All right, so this one you picked out here.
The Humpty Dumpty moment right now.
Yeah, this is what they added the eyebrows, or they took out the eyebrows. It looks like this picture here, they don't have the eyebrows there, right?
They got singed off, I think.
Yeah, they added it, I think, or removed it at one point. Vader unmasked in Return of the Jedi. What did this mean for you?
So this is kind of the opposite of what we just saw a moment ago, where before we saw Anakin, he's gone, he's off the edge. Here we see that last glimmer of light in Vader, and how in this moment I kind of feel like he wishes things were different. I mean, this kind of brings back the full circles.
I got chills right now just thinking about it. It's like the redemption of Darth Vader.
It's redemption of Darth Vader. He was supposed to be fulfill the prophecy of bringing balance to the Force, and here he ultimately threw Palpatine over the edge and all that stuff. So I think it's complete opposite. Anakin going from one side all the way to the other. So the number 8 and number 7 here, they just completely, they're polar opposites. And it's a good heartfelt moment.
The whole Palpatine Luke Vader scene where how do you know Vader's conflicted through a mask? I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like you can see his
He's just-
emotions, you know, it's just like, whoa, how do you
Yeah.
act that? And it's like, oh yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, and then to go back through the prequels and see the whole reverse of that.
Yeah,
is great.
exactly. Yes.
Definitely gave me chills. Yeah, thinking about that right there. All right, let's go to number 7.
Number 7.
All right, Darth Maul fight scene in episode 1. For me, it's the music.
Yeah, music's one of them.
Plus, also, when I first saw this in the theater, this is like the first proper lightsaber fight scene in all of Star Wars history, when the 2 lightsabers went out at the same time.
Yeah.
When it was Darth Maul.
Something special about that.
And it was 2 versus 1.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh boy, Maul was like better than them too.
yeah.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, he should have won that. He had the high ground. And I don't know how Obi-Wan pulled it off right there.
He had the low ground.
There's actually a meme showing the trajectory.
Yeah, where he's
Obi-Wan's-
sideways.
I think that, but I agree. This is actually my favorite lightsaber form, I think. Having the double lightsabers. That's my favorite lightsaber.
You definitely like the Beat Saber version.
I
of
like
that.
the Beat Saber version of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is definitely a cool moment. Again, yeah, because in the original trilogy, the fighting scenes are very dull.
Oh, 2 hands and
Two
stiff.
hands,
Yeah.
and stiff. This definitely brought it to a whole other level. I think this defined fighting for Star Wars going forward.
Yeah.
And as we're gonna kind of see a couple other moments here.
Yeah, it was the best moment in episode 1 by
Oh,
far.
yeah,
Like, not even close.
You didn't like pod racing?
I did not like the pilot racing, but it's whatever. Droidekas were cool.
Yes,
But
yes.
Darth Maul was definitely, that was it. I'm glad they brought him back and resurrected him.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. And number 6.
Oh,
Yeah, I know, right?
I think this one should be a little higher because, man, because we haven't seen Disney go like this. Like I don't know if evil's the right word, but just seeing Vader slay these rebels and Rogue One, it was like people are like quiet and they're like,
I wish I had like a video camera or my cell phone recording my face when I first saw this in the theater, because I know I went like, whoa, this like last 2 minutes of this movie is unbelievable. And I immediately went home and I searched for like webcam camcorder footage and watched this scene like 30 times in a row, back to back. And then it kept getting deleted off of YouTube over and over again. Everybody, because they kept deleting it. But this scene right here where, oh man, it's just the best part of the whole movie, where he just like slays all the rebels. And
if we rank this list on like top combat moments, I think this might be number one.
And then he puts the, I mean,
he's going crazy. He's showing the full extent of his power, and these guys are just outnumbering him, and he's just acting like it's a day in the park.
Yeah, it's just pretty amazing.
Don't screw with Vader.
Oh yeah, it's pretty amazing. Let's go to number 5. And this is mostly the specific scene for me is when Han Solo Leia says, you know, I love you, and he says, I know. And actually, that was like ad lib. Like he just did that like randomly, and then they put it. Yeah, it's so Han Solo, and then they put it in the movie. And Han Solo is my favorite character all time for me. It's just like he's the original. And then just the ending of Empire Strikes Back, which is my opinion is the best of all the movies. It ends on a down note. Luke, just everything. We'll get to more of that, but it's definitely the best bad guy wins.
Yes, I was gonna say that's nice seeing a bad guy wins movie, because so many movies just end up being light side wins.
I'm getting chills here again too, and it's the music during this whole scene right here where like it's like, oh man, this is like, what's going on? I'm gonna date myself a little bit here, but this is the first movie that I ever have any conscious thought of ever watching in my entire life was Empire Strikes Back.
You were just a wee bit.
I was really little, but that's the first movie I remember watching. And I don't remember if it was in a theater or if it was on videotape, but it's like the first movie I remember seeing was Empire Strikes Back. So makes it up there easily. Let's go to number 4. And we got to talk about Force Awakens a little bit, because
a little bit,
so Kylo kills off his father, Han Solo.
Biggest spoiler alert like ever. Like people are so irked if you told people this without them seeing the movie. This is the biggest upsetter, I think, for a lot of people out there.
Well, for me, I kind of felt like it was the Titanic again too. It's like I knew that Harrison Ford wanted to get killed off for like decades. Like he wanted it to end. And so it was like, how are they going to do it in a cool way? And I thought this was a really cool way.
They delivered.
And I've gone back and rewatched Force Awakens, and I think the movie's amazing. I've liked it more and more and more, because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is just a remake of episode 4. And now that I've gone back and rewatched it, it's like, no, this was like a lot of really good stuff in the movie, like a lot of tension and a lot of like where's Snoke? Who erased all these like really cool questions? And I really wanted to go see the Last Jedi.
And then the Last Jedi killed all those. Yeah,
I don't know. I would get into that. But I definitely think this was one of the better scenes in the movie.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I really like Kylo.
It's funny. Yeah, I kind
You
of
named your dog Kylo.
Yeah, my dog's name is Kylo because he's a crazy man.
Yeah.
I definitely same thing with Force Awakens. I didn't hate it when it first came out. It's like, oh, just another episode 4. Just we have a 5 times bigger Death Star. But no, I have come to appreciate this movie a little bit more. Maybe that'll be the case for Last Jedi. I don't know. At least I didn't hate the Force
I'm really
Awakens.
hoping that The Last Jedi it'll grow on me.
I've watched it a couple times and my family fell asleep for the other.
It may grow on me in episode 9. We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe if there's a connection.
Maybe if there's some secret payoff in episode 9, sure, I might get it. But right now, the jury's out on that one.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Okay, let's go to number 3. And, the final trench run. And, I mean, this was like what made Star Wars, obviously. Yeah. And I remember... playing this on Laserdisc. I'm dating myself again. Laserdisc. You remember Laserdisc? Yeah, and just like rewinding this and playing this over and over and over again. In fact, I rewatched this the other day, and it's almost like I've seen it too many times. You know how he's like, I thought like if I waited like years, then I'd be able to rewatch it. It's like, no, I've still got this completely memorized.
So you know what you'll like? Because they're an arcade bias. They have all these classic arcade games, and they have the Death Star run video game, like old school. You're sitting in this giant machine and you're kind of controlling the ship and shooting.
Dave and Buster's, they have the one where it's by Namco.
I'm talking about like really old school. Like those are a bit more.
This is the one where it comes all the way around your body and the wind blows in your face.
I
played that over and over again.
I'm talking about this like the old one. Everything's so blocky and it's
it's
pretty cool. You got to try it out.
But I think this is, I think it could be higher on the list, but it's just like, it's the Death Star run, right? It's like, I've seen it.
And plus, they repeated it 500 times.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did a Return of the Jedi, and then they did it even like in episode 1, where Anakin.
There's always like, something to blow up,
it's
right?
Like, just blow up a giant like doomsday weapon, and I think it was more. A reflection of the times back in because the Holocaust, nuclear Holocaust and things like that. So it was a bigger deal back then.
Cold War and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
Okay, number 2.
Ooh, we're getting close. Oh,
now I want to say this is 100% your pick.
Yes,
and that's fine.
How do you not like? How is this? Is this even in your top 10?
I didn't like it. I was confused by this scene entirely. I remember it was like. I remember going like, okay, I watched it high ground.
Okay.
Why did he let him burn on the ground? Why didn't he just try to rescue him? There's a lot of things where I was like, well, what's going on? I mean, it was good, but I felt confused after it for some reason. And plus, I really was annoyed, and this is petty right here. You know how they're jumping on those little robots on the lava? I was like, why aren't they burning up? I remember being like kind of confused by this whole scene. Like I was distracted, and I wasn't enveloped in the movie at the time when I watched this.
You're too scientific.
No, I know. It's just me. I could be completely off on this. Anyways.
I think, again, because Anakin and Obi-Wan, they were brothers, and just seeing Obi-Wan have to fight his own brother, stop him, it's just a sad moment. And there's a bunch of theory videos out there on why Obi-Wan couldn't save Anakin at the end. There's a bunch of them out there. And it didn't bother me as much as what it's bothering you. And I get the idea of, you're so close to the lava, shouldn't you be burning? So you put your hand close to an oven when it's cooking, you start burning.
And they're jumping around on the little robots.
So I see when you see the robots, when they're going to lava, you see like a little shield that goes around them. Maybe the shield's deflecting the heat around them. I don't know.
I was just confused by it. I was just distracted by it.
Because the prequels built up to this moment, right?
Sure.
And they milked it. And this is, I think, Vader's massacre is, I think, number 1 fighting scene. This is like number 2, I think. I don't know, just what it stands for, and then eventually when they meet up again in A New Hope, it just, again, kind of like Vader going from bad to good. It puts a nice bow around everything.
You won me over.
All right.
And then I don't know how number 1 cannot be number 1.
Oh, everyone knows this. Even if you are so Star Wars illiterate, you got to know this one.
I mean, I think people that haven't even seen Star Wars. I mean, I've got that buddy Matt who's never seen any Star Wars movies, and I was actually going to try to play this for him so you could see it for the first time. Like play episode 4 and 5.
Yeah,
he already knew about this, and he never seen the movie. He knew about Luke. I am your father. I mean, it was like a big deal at the time.
Well, because this right here, when you take movie history. This is one of the biggest dramatic moments in movie history. I mean, because it took such a plot twist that one of the most heroic people in the galaxy or in film franchise history is the son of the most evil figure of all history.
And then Luke is like, I'm not going to have it.
I'm not going to have it. He's just, peace.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to have it. You know, it's great. I mean,
it's an iconic moment for American film history, I think, right here. And I think even if you don't watch Star Wars, you have to at least you heard of this reference.
When they
somewhere.
were acting this, they didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't know what they were acting. They had the script didn't have the words, and Vader, you know, he was dubbed in afterwards when actual meeting, and so he like Mark Hamill it was just bad. It was a little overacting. It was a little overdone. I know, but it's still. I mean, it's Star Wars, right? It's Star Wars, so I have to say that's number one. It's both of us picked this. We were putting this letter together. It's like, yeah, that's number one. You have to think about it
by a mile. This has to be number one. Most iconic Star Wars memory. Right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Well, what does your list look like? Be sure to put it down in the comment section. It seems like every Star Wars fan has some sort of opinion on these things.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we should. We all have different opinions about this stuff.
I wonder what the Last Jedi fans are going to say.
Oh, I know, right? Well, everybody's got an opinion about Star Wars. If you have any passion towards Star Wars, you have to have an opinion about this stuff. I mean, it's almost like ranking which is your best Star Wars movie and going in order and arguing about it. We probably could make a video about that. So if you like these kind of videos, be sure to give a thumbs up. You know why?
Because gamers are cool.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep on gaming.